did so well in Wales when we took her for a walk off the lead. I thought I'd try her this morning around the field where we quite often go for a walk, and she's been off about a minute. And she's actually doing quite well, as you can see. We took her for a walk last night with these two, and she hadn't been to we took her for a walk on the beach, and she was super excited, and she became very boisterous, extremely boisterous, to the point that she bit Holly, or she was trying to bite Holly, trying to be a bit dominant, so we had to give her a bit of a, and also she bit Matt as well, being too boisterous. So yeah, yesterday was not a good day for Ruby. She's a very reactive dog. If other people are around her are extremely excited and running around and chasing and playing and screaming and stuff, she does tend to pick up on that. And unfortunately yesterday, Holly was very excited, and we were very excited. Ruby, come on this way. Ruby, hey, come on, hey, come on this way. We were very excited, and I think it made her overexcited. So yeah, we had a bit of an incident yesterday, so let's hope that doesn't happen today. Come here, Ruby, and this is what happened yesterday. Come on here, Ruby, come here. So she's having to have just a little bit of a tough love today, which I know some of you are probably think that we're being a bit cruel. However, we cannot have her biting our other dogs and being too boisterous, and we definitely can't have her biting us. That's really not acceptable. Morning. Yeah, so we really can't have that, because you know, you can't have her biting someone else's dog, and we definitely can't have her biting humans, because that's then going to put us in a whole world of trouble. So yeah, she's having to have a bit of tough love in the past 24 hours. So we'll see how she goes. So far today she's been really well behaved, but we are having to be, we've noticed since we've come back from Wales, we've actually had to be quite stern with her. I don't know if it's because she's finding her feet more, or maybe it could be that we've maybe been a little bit, well, maybe we've been too lenient with her and kind of felt sorry for her, because you know, she has had a tough life, but that was in the past. She doesn't have a tough life now. She's a very loving dog. She fits in well with our pack, and we have to remember at the end of the day she is a dog, and we can't have her being dominant over other dogs, and definitely we need to snap out of this. We need to get her out of this boisterous behaviour of biting. That's it was a bit of a shock last night to see her behave like that. I don't know if she was like that in the shelter. I do know she was very boisterous in the shelter, and she only played with certain dogs because other dogs didn't like it. So I did know she could be a bit boisterous. I didn't realise, I think she just got overexcited yesterday. So yeah, so today, or since that happened, she's having to have a bit of tough love, but she's doing really well today. She did get a telling off, as in, not, when I say telling off, I don't mean that we hit her, because we wouldn't do that, but she definitely got a short, sharp no, and I made her sit beside me for 5 minutes and just calm her down, and she didn't have any. She was hoping to have some of our fish and chips last night, and we didn't give her any, which is the first time ever. And she wasn't allowed on the sofa for a cuddle. We made her stay on the floor, so which she sulked about. But you know, unfortunately, you've got to do these things, because at the end of the day, we are her owner. We are her owners, and it's our responsibility to teach her right from wrong. And that's just how it is, I'm afraid. I mean, she is a beautiful dog, very loving, very loyal, and just need to get over this boisterousness. So it's the boisterousness and the separation anxiety which is causing us problems at the moment, but we will get there. She's a very, very quick learner, and we're just lucky really that Holly didn't turn around and bite her back, because I don't know what on earth would have happened, whether it would have been a fight. I mean, as soon as we saw her try to bite Holly boisterously, it wasn't just a little nip, she really did try and bite her quite boisterously. We did grab her off Holly and told her no straight away, and she hasn't done it since then. In fact, she's been quite subdued since then, so I think it's probably done her a bit of good, to be honest, to know that she can't always have her own way. I mean, we all love our pets, but you can't let your dog be dominant and do what they want, because you really are opening up your world to a massive disaster. I mean, like, I don't want to have to start putting a muzzle on her to take her for a walk, because I'm worried she's going to attack other dogs. We definitely don't want that. So yes, you're probably going to see, I'll give you an update on her, but you know, like I say, 24 hours later, and she's been pretty good, so hopefully she is now aware that that type of behaviour will not be accepted in our pack. Might have been accepted in the shelter to be boisterous with other dogs, but that is definitely not acceptable in our home. We definitely can't have that. So yeah, she's pretty amazing. Just like I say, just those two little hurdles that we need, or two big hurdles that we need to get over. But yeah, you know, we've only had it's the 16th of October today, so, and probably by the time you see this video, it'll probably be in 10 days time. Ruby, come on. So, because we're obviously a little bit behind, we can't be editing videos every day because it's just not possible. Roo, come on. What's this? Ruby, come on, this way. Ruby, come on. Ruby, no, here. And this is the part of one of the problems, is that she just decides that she doesn't want to come back or do as she's told. Ruby, come here. Come on. Come on. Ruby, come on, here. Good girl. But like I say, we will get there eventually. So yeah, so we'll keep you updated how she's going. Come on, Ruby, this way. Come on, good girl. I don't know where Holly is. Holly! Oh, there she is. Come on, Ruby, this way. Come on, this way. Good girl. But yeah, we continue on with our walk. We've got about another 3/4 of an hour to go this morning. So, I mean, she's having a lovely sniff around, and This is probably the longest she's been off the lead without being put back on. And we have had people walk past and she's not batted an eye at them, as we say in England. Come on, Roo. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good girl. That's a good girl. So yes, I will leave it there so I can give Ruby and the other dogs my undivided attention, because we're coming to a bit of a blind corner as well, so I need to have my wits about me really. So as you can see, it's a beautiful morning and I'm at a puff. You wouldn't think this time, a couple of weeks ago I was climbing Snowdon and I got to the top, and yet I'm out of puff walking around the field at the back of my house, but I am. But anyway, I will leave you all to enjoy your day, and we'll give you an update. I'll let you know how she's doing. Ruby, Holly, come on, come on. Whoa, 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 whoa. So we appear to be making massive progress. We've been for a walk around the field, and normally I have to have Ruby on the lead all around. I'm not able to let her off because I don't know if you can see, but in this field here there are loads and loads of seagulls and crows, and she would normally want to go chase them. We've walked all the way around this field. You see this wind turbine. We've walked all the way around this field and back up this track, and she's been off the lead the whole entire time, which is, besides taking her to the beach and letting her run along the shoreline, it's probably the longest I've been able to have her off the lead and have some control over her. We have noticed that she reacts to people's moods. If you're super excited, or your energy levels I should say, that's more the correct terminology. Ruby, here, sit. You don't get a treat unless you sit. Sit. Nice, good girl. Nice, good girls. Good girls. And you've had more than enough. Come on then, let's go. As you can see, that was massive progress. She wanted to go chase those white dots in the field, and I managed to stop her, which is first really. I'm not saying she's brilliant at recall, because she isn't. We've had an incident a few moments ago where she tried to run into a field of sheep. Come on, this way, Ruby. Come on, what's this? Come on, this way, Ruby. Come on. What's this? Come on, Ruby. Come on. Good girl. There's a good girl. Yeah, we had an incident a few moments ago where she wanted to run into a field of sheep. Oh, I don't think the farmer would have been too impressed with me with that, if I'm honest. But yeah, we seem to be making massive progress. Especially today. We did have an incident last night which, if we're honest, Matt and I are not particularly proud of. We took her to the beach and we are all super excited because it's the first time we've been down there for ages, and she got quite boisterous down there, and she got too boisterous with Holly and was getting a bit bitey, and she got a bit too boisterous with Matt and actually bit him. I mean, she didn't draw blood, but that's, to be honest, that's not the point. We can't have her doing things like that. So She had a bit of a telling off last night, probably the most telling off she's ever had, because that's behaviour we just cannot have. We need to nip that in the bud and get that under control ASAP, because if that had been someone else's dog or a child, we probably would be in quite a lot of trouble at the moment, especially in the UK. That is not, you know, that is definitely not, that's a definite big no-no. So yeah, so she did get a bit of a telling off. Took me 5 minutes to calm her down because she was just so highly strung. Not really sure where that sudden burst of energy came from to be that boisterous, because she's never done that before. I mean, she is quite a boisterous dog, but she's never gone to bite Holly, and Holly's a Staffordshire Bull Terrier, and I mean, Holly's very, very placid, and I would trust her 99% of the time, but I think if Ruby had have bitten her, I think Holly would have retaliated, and unfortunately Ruby would come off worse. You don't mess with a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. So yeah, so we really had to put her in her place last night and tell her that that's a definite no-no. But today, since her telling off, she didn't get a fish supper, which she thought she was going to get. So she didn't have one of them. She had no cuddles on the sofa, and we didn't let her come to bed with us last night. So, Ruby, this way, Ruby, Ruby. Yeah, we made her sleep downstairs, which she absolutely. This way, Ruby. Come on. So yeah, so she learnt the hard way yesterday. Proper sulky when she got in, but do you know what? When you own a pet, they are your responsibility, and their actions are your responsibility. And she had to have some bit of tough love last night, which she got, which I didn't particularly enjoy doing, if I'm honest. I didn't particularly enjoy not letting her have fish. I didn't particularly enjoy not letting her come upstairs to sleep with us. It was a bit of a challenge because she just kept coming up and down the stairs, but we did it. Come on, Rube, what's this? Ruby, come on then, let's go. Good girl. So yeah, it wasn't a very pleasant experience last night, but today I think she's learned that she can't always have things her own way. And like I was saying, you know, when you own a pet, they are your responsibility, and their actions are actually your responsibility. So we've got to be responsible pet owners. You know, if she'd have been playing with someone else's dog and she'd have bit their dog, well, I'd have just felt terrible. Oh God, it don't bear thinking about. So yeah, it was a little bit frightening, but today on the walk she's been pretty amazing. She's a quick learner, very, very quick learner. She doesn't like being isolated from the pack. She didn't particularly like the fact that she couldn't have a cuddle on the sofa, I'd say. She didn't like the fact that she couldn't have fish and chips for tea. We did give her tea, but she just didn't have what she wanted. And she definitely did not like the fact that we wouldn't allow her in our bedroom last night. So, and she didn't particularly like her 5-minute time out that I gave her either while Holly and Ozzy ran on the beach. I made her stand by my side and I wouldn't let her move until she'd properly calmed down. So she didn't particularly enjoy that either. So hopefully, fingers crossed, she has learnt a lesson, and so have we, that we need to keep our energy levels low. That's the most important thing. We need to keep our energy levels low, and then she behaves like this. which is completely amazing. Oh, Fox's poo, lovely. Oh my god, you're gonna stink. But yeah, it's oh, Ruby. Oh, she does. Oh no. Oh, Ruby. Kind of too late to stop her now, really, isn't it? Once she's rolled in it, she's rolled in it. One of you followers suggested that I make a jumper out of her fur. You can forget that idea. Really, there is no way I am having a jumper made out of her fur when she's been rolling in Fox's poo. No way. Regardless of how many times I've bathed her, you can forget it. Ruby. So since Ruby has left the shelter, her favourite hobby, as some of you probably already know, is rolling Fox's poo. Her least favourite hobby is having a bath. Unfortunately for Ruby, she's having 2 of those today, maybe 3, because she absolutely stinks. Ruby! Roo, what's this? Ruby, come here. Come here. Come and show everyone how dirty you are. Fox's poo. Come here. Come here. Fox's poo. That's all in her ears. Ruby, you don't care, do you? Hey? You don't care? Oh, everyone's my best friend now, are they? Is it treat time? Is it treat time? Hey? Don't know if I can get one out of my pocket. Alright, hang on. Has Ruby got a happy tail for Takis? No, you're just going to sit there. You're going to tell him you've been rolling around in Fox's poo and you smell? You stink. Hey? Ruby.
Oh dear, Ruby. You don't look very happy. What's wrong? You want everyone to subscribe and like your channel? Will that cheer you up? Okay.